cube. Cube is pretty much what we're working with right now. Let's get some divisions in there. Get rid of the grid. And you have some stuff going on in here. Like this, right? And you're trying to get it to be rigid. Let me just delete the rest of this stuff in here. I mean, honestly, you need to model some things out. That's gonna be my best advice to you. You know, if there needs to be a lip down here for that to hold on to. But it is going to look like that when you hit 3 mode, because that's how it's smoothing. It doesn't realize that that is a holding edge. My advice to you right now is to model it in a little bit. Extrude those edges in. Okay, you probably want a little bit of that anyways. That's going to be my first opinion for you. Grab it like that. Let's snap the vertices together over here too, so we seal that shape off. And now we're at least getting some depth in there, at least. You know, it's not chopping off abruptly. So we're getting this stuff tucked in. Okay. And we can do stuff now with this area where I can say, yeah, I can just insert an edge loop here. And now I'm getting like a sharp cutoff. So a sharp lip right there. So that's one way we can go about this, sure. Sure. What next can I do? What can I do next? I mean, honestly, actually, let me take that off because I want to do a bevel on this first. Bevels are your friend, like I said. They act as both. They act good for both the game res and the high res. So I'm naturally going to encourage you to do that first, and that's where I'm going to go first. And truthfully, this model needs bevels in these 90-degree angle areas too. Again, both good for the game res and the high res, so let's do this. Most of my 90-degree angles have been selected on this square object, and I'm going to bevel it. Let's bevel it in layer like that. Is this making n-gons? Heck yes, it is. But you know, I just need to work with it and fix it up as I come along. So let's take a look here at what we got now. Okay, so we're at least getting things squared off now a little bit more. And I can put that edge loop in there to kind of shape it a little bit more. That made it a little bit sharper. You know, there's something I left out of lectures here that you guys may want to take a bite out of. Are you ready for this? This is called the smooth proxy. Let me freeze transformations on this guy. Okay, let's do a smooth proxy on this guy. You ready? I'm going to come over here to mesh, and I'm going to go to smooth proxy, subdivision proxy. Let's go to the menu. I want 2 divisions of smoothness. I think most of this is already set up pretty nice by default. I want like the same shader and everything. I don't need it transparent. I'm going to hit apply, and I'm going to move this guy over here, okay? Now what this is called smooth proxy. Let me enlarge my screen here. Smooth proxy, okay? What this guy is over here, let me go to wireframe. What this guy is it's an active demonstration of what my model is going to look like with smooth. So if I come in here and put a holding edge on this, it applies over here too. And it's like, okay, well, that's what it's going to look like over there. Oh, thanks. All right. My edge loop didn't go all the way to the bottom because there's an n-gon there. but it's showing me an active representation of what my model looks like in 3 mode. And it's smoothed. Pretty nifty. I could do the same thing over here. Hang on. Wait for it. There we go. Let's corner off that stuff over there. We could turn wireframe off now that we're seeing what's happening. So you see what happened there. If I take those off, kind of round, kind of soft. Put some edge loops, some holding edges in there, and we're going to start cornering off a little bit more. Let's do it again over on this side. There we go. We're getting this thing shaped out now. Get another one over here. And down this way. We're starting to see some stuff happen here. Okay. So yeah, I mean, we're definitely not getting good geometry out of this, and it's going to require me to, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where you're starting from, because you already have like a nice radial shape over here, so it might be easier on your geometry for you to do bevels, as opposed to what I'm dealing with right now, where I'm going to need to grab some of these and just poke them. You know, send those n-gons home here in the corner. So you're not getting any nasty stuff. You know, I can grab this guy here and send him over here, maybe. No. You probably need to clean this stuff up before you do holding edges. That's what my opinion is here. Before you get those holding edges in there, you probably want to go in and do those bevels. There's probably supposed to be bevels happening out here too. You know, I'm just doing this for the demo. Okay, but that's how you're going to want to pursue this. I mean, you can build your model over again the way that I'm kind of working with it here. You can do it that way, or if you just need to make some adjustments, I'm just telling you that you probably want to shape some stuff together and do some holding edges on things if you still are working on the high res. No, let's get that in there like that. If I'm doing a pistol, it's going to be like a much bigger bevel over here, if anything. Actually, let me just go the distance and delete those edges and start rounding this guy out a little bit. And now we're gonna see, yeah, this is these guys here, and we'll come in a little bit more. Same thing here. Just push you down, curve it out. And there we go. I kind of took that shape and made that. All right. I'm sure you'll have to ask your student advisors, because I'm still not 100% sure on grading. You'll have to ask your student advisor, because in my opinion, I think it's like grade forgiveness almost, where, you know, if you fail for a class and you have to retake it over again, that new grade overrides the old grade, I believe. But if you're on some kind of scholarship program, then I don't know how that all works. Talk with your advisor on that one. Okay. They have all the info on that one. It's, you know, I want you to have all of your conditions understood with failing. I'm just telling you how I treat failing. It's not something shameful in my opinion. It's just something that you guys you don't know what you're doing with it yet. Okay. And again, you know, I said with your model that you probably need more of a curvature back here, like a rounded out shape. And that's also something I would recommend you try to pursue, is delete some of these edges here. I wonder if I could do a bend deformer on this thing. Like I can do a bend. scale it up so I see what I'm actually working with here. I'll do like a curve. Let me do a curve in this direction here. Ooh, that's scaling. I don't want the... Okay, so if I turn off the low bound, then it's only curving the top there. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this curvature. I'm gonna lower it too. Let's lower it. So I get... I thought I had this thing rotated. There we go. So the curvature now is just way too extreme. Just a subtle curvature there happening, I guess. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete the history on this guy. Who, actually, I don't know if I should have done that. No, maybe. I'm wondering if it... Because I think if you do that, then it disables... Yeah, it disables your shape here. So you can't delete the history on that guy. Delete by type history. You might have to like do a special delete by type. I was gonna say some of these guys maybe, but I want to delete the deformer history. I don't know if there's a way I could do this actually. I'm just gonna leave the deformer there then. Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna leave the deformer there. I'm going to grab this edge loop here. And I'm going to, it looks like it was running around the whole model, which is awesome. I'm going to detach my component and just delete this stuff. And then I can grab this guy again and just do another extrusion just straight now. And there we go. That corrected that for me, so I don't have to worry about the deformer doing its nasty stuff there. I can grab this stuff here and just kind of raise it up straight now too. That's better. And now I've got that like curvature that happens on the top kind of thing. And if I need to, this stuff too here, I could just scale it flat, and now that curvature is only participating back there, and then my geometry goes back to a straight capacity. Okay. And then if my 3 mode is good, I can actually delete my history now. My curve deformer is gone, but my connection to this smooth proxy is also gone. But guess what? Now I have like a game res and a high res just left over here. I can just use this as the high res mesh. If that's exactly what's happening, then my model smooths for me and everything's hunky-dory. This is what 3 mode is and what smooth does. So you can actually just use smooth proxy and see your model go into 3 mode without actually hitting 3 on it all the time. It might lag things a little bit, so just be careful with that. But that's smooth proxy. No problem. So that's definitely a better, I wasn't sure what exactly you were dealing with back there, if you kind of knew about that. But yeah, you need more holding geometry. You need more shapes in there to support the 3 mode and get that stuff flowing in here. And honestly, if I'm making a shape like this, And I need something inside of it to, I need it to fit in exactly. I would recommend you just grab the shape. It's frozen in the transformation, so I can pull it out now. Like, grab all of this. Just grab it all. I'm gonna do a shift and just delete everything else outside of it. Let's grab all of that. Reverse my faces inside out. Actually, no, I'm not going to reverse it inside out just yet because I feel like I need to just deflate this a little bit. So I'm going to grab all my normals here. Just pull on the normals a little bit, just a little tiny bit, and that should be enough there with that little normal grab that I did to give me a little bit of distance between these two. Just a slight amount of distance. Reverse my geometry inside out. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna grab this edge to this edge and do a little extrusion. I'm just gonna hit offset. Offset's gonna let me, no, wrong. Let's do thickness maybe. There we go. Thickness is gonna give me a little extrusion in. I'm gonna pull it out a little bit to get like a little bevel in there. Okay, and then I wonder if because this guy was made pretty symmetrically, so let me freeze my transforms. No, I shouldn't have done that, sorry. Let me delete my history. I'm gonna grab all of my edges from here to here, but I'm going to deselect some of these guys up here because it's not gonna do the right thing. And I'm going to do a bridge and just close. Nope, didn't work, didn't like it. Can't have it. Do a bridge here. Bridge what you can. Okay. There's an extra edge. Okay, so I put my holding edges on this side. So there is a slight extra, there's some extra geometry on this side than there is on the other side. It wasn't perfectly symmetrical. So that's why that operation didn't work for me. Sorry, guys. Let's delete you. And you look like you're fine, actually. Now, let's try this again. Deselect this stuff, because I don't want that interfering with my bridge. There we go. A nice bridge down the middle. I can put a division in here too, which is nice for you symmetrical modelers. And some of this stuff in here is not that great looking. Like, that's pretty nasty. So what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to say, yeah, let's get rid of this stuff in here, actually. I know this is like a lot of the model that's happening there, but just bear with me. Yeah, like, I want to get rid of that stuff. This guy. Delete him. Delete him. Let's run that bridge again, but just right here. I'll bridge my model this way. What? Oh, the same thing's happening over here. Jeez, those tiny little... And I could just hit 3 mode to find those shapes and be like, oh, there you are. That's what I should have been doing. So now you see things are nice and clean. Again, 3 mode is helpful if you're working with game res stuff. It can help you find some of those shapes that are just nasty shapes. Now my bridge should work. I can fill my hole over here, fill my hole over here. I can just poke this face and poke this face. Not terrible geometry. You know, some of this, like these guys, I could probably collapse. There, that's a little bit nicer. Bridge this stuff and just fill in a hole for that triangle. And that triangle. Alright, and then let's just zero out my translate there. And now I've got that fixture happening inside of it. The sliding railing shape that, you know, plug in the hole up. And if there's, you know, if there's a hammer happening in here too, sometimes that happens. You know, the hammer comes out, and maybe I'll just put like an edge loop right here, slide it on over, edge loop over here. I just want the edge loop to be straight, so I'm pushing it towards the middle as much as I can. Sliding it over there. And now I can kind of just chop out that area now where the hammer interacts with all of this. Just chop it out, let the hammer go in there like that. Whoops, grabbed too much. There we go. Extrude it in. Offset? Yeah. Offset's working. Probably just need to be that deep. Oof. Okay. Do another extrusion. Send this guy in. And then maybe the hammer will come out of here and do the little hammer thing. So I don't have your reference up right now, but I'm sure that's kind of what's going on there. And this way, these guys are separated, so they can slide along each other. I'm just reusing what was already there. 3 mode, these guys are going to look a little different. But you just need to have that holding geometry in there to hold those shapes from doing that shape.